Oh, you did? Super. Great guy. Yeah, sure.
As long as men in my life.
Everybody's itching to go. What was that?
Board finance. They started an hour ago.
Did they really? All right, so you're not recording, right? We can just,
I'm recording. I'm ready to go.
oh, okay, we are. Okay.
Video, yeah.
All right, I'd like to call to order this regular meeting of the Oxford Planning and Zoning Commission for Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. And the first order of business is the pledge of allegiance. Okay, the pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next up is the roll call. We'll start off on the left, my left.
Jessica Knapp. Danielle Terrio.
Joshua Dykstra. Jason Swan.
Dan Wall. Carl Bouchard.
Linda Jablonski.
Diamond Rosa.
Steve McCary.
Kevin McSherry.
All right, so we have one member missing, so I think we'll see Debbie Alterio for this meeting. Okay, yes,
Okay.
thank you. All right, comments from the chair, no comments this evening, now approval of minutes.
In the last meeting, there was discussion, I made a motion to approve the March 17th minutes. There was discussion, Linda thought they were inaccurate and tabled. And so I believe the status is there's a motion on the floor by me to approve the minutes that was seconded, and we were in discussion and then it was tabled.
Okay. All right, so Jess, was there a problem that we had to correct?
So, after I went back, I sent you all a little something of after I actually went through it word by word, and, Kevin had said something that made sense, which was if we did incur any fees, that they would be, held against the 1,500, and whatever was left would go towards this application. We, in fact, did expend fees beyond $1,500, so I think at this point that we should just charge them whatever the amount is for the new application.
I think that's correct. So the whole idea of application fees is that the town is on a pocket. And that could be even after the application is approved, when we bring in experts to examine things.
Right.
The town should move over into its pocket to pay. We don't budget that way, and our application fees, if they've been expended, because I know there was quite a bit of review of that from a legal standpoint, and it's probably some engineering work done. So if the numbers have exceeded it, then there's no relief going to be granted to the applicant subsequent coming in. If an applicant came in before anything had happened, we hadn't done anything, then you give them credit.
Right.
But in this instance, you know, our generosity ends at what we've expected. And so if we expended more than 1,500, then we're okay.
Right, okay, that's all I understood. All right, very good. All right, so, at this point, we're just gonna vote on it, right?
Well, vote on what, the minutes?
Yes, the minutes.
Okay, no, because number one, that was tabled, so whatever the process is, we have to bring it back into discussion. And the point that I was making was that we needed some additional, just a line or two in there for clarity, because when I read the minutes, and we're limited to Steve's comments, which from his point he felt were accurate, but with what Jessica disseminated with the ensuing discussion, it does validate my point that to not expand on that is misleading to the reader. Anyone that comes in and reads those minutes is going to believe that not a dime was spent by the town under, relative to the fees for this application. So I still believe that we need to amend, we need to update the minutes before they can be approved.
Sharon. So I had sent you that thing. I do have, do you have it with you, Carl? I do have something that it's literally 2 sentences instead of that big long thing. And it's just, commissioners and staff were unable to state with absolute certainty that no part of the application fees were dispersed during the normal course of business. The P&Z coordinator stated that she would research to confirm. And therefore, it's not left at what Steve said, but it also incorporates the further discussion that was had and questions that were asked of me that I said, I don't know to be sure. So that's up to you guys, but that was something.
Pretty clear to me. What do you think?
Which part seems clear
Well-
to you? Now I'm confused.
So,
If we're gonna
So-
go that route, someone needs to take whatever you wrote and make a motion to amend the minutes
Yes.
and read whatever it is that you've written. And it needs to be seconded, then approved, and then we can vote on it and vote on the whole thing.
I guess
I
that's,
believe that would be the process.
I think you're
I
right.
think, right,
I think
okay,
you're right.
thank you.
I think you're right, Carl. All
But
right, so somebody want
I'm not the one to make
No.
that motion, okay? Because I'm not amending my motion.
Right, so if someone want to make a motion to
Well,
take
First, do we have
Just
to
as-
remove the,
language.
first do we have to, it's a clumsy word. How do we untable the fact that they were tabled? What is the correct
As
process?
long as you can take,
Yeah.
when something's tabled, it means you're not to take action on it until it appears again on your agenda in the future.
Okay, so we're, okay.
Then we can come back to it.
Okay, all right. I will make a motion to amend the minutes of April 7th, 2026 to incorporate
It's March 7th.
Excuse me, March 7th. I make a motion to amend the minutes of March 17 to incorporate the lines as read by Jessica Fennell.
Read it again. Huh? Do you want me to, you don't want to read it? All right, so let me read it.
I think it should just be read at this point into the record.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Read it into the
I just
record.
thought you would read it because you
Oh.
had it, that's all.
I had hard enough time.
Commissioners and staff were unable to state with absolute certainty that no part of the application fees were dispersed during the normal course of business. The P&Z coordinator stated that she would research to confirm.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Now, we can go back to the motion on the March 17, 2026 table motion.
Well, I'll resurrect that motion to approve the minutes of March 17th, 2026 as amended just now.
We have a second? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Excellent.
All right. That was a tough one.
Carla, please proceed.
Now we go on to, next one. Carl's
Uh,
4-7.
4-7's not, has.
Is that, they're not on there, right, Jess?
No, they're not there.
Okay. All right. Next up is public hearings. We have none. Regular meeting business, amendments to the agenda. Any?
I have an amendment to the agenda. I make a motion to add an invoice from the McSherry Law Office to the agenda as item D under invoices.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any opposed? No? Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I'd also like to make an amendment. I make a motion to amend the agenda to discuss crematories as they pertain to our planning and zoning regulations.
Crematories, okay.
That's from the last meeting. Somebody, Jim brought it up, and he brought us something, about crematories.
Oh, okay.
He made a couple of suggestions.
Yeah.
Do we have a second on that motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So why don't we address this right now, as soon as we get it up, right? So I wasn't here, so I'm not too sure what went on. If somebody wants to, Jason, maybe you want to?
See you want to talk about it, or?
Jake's discretion, you want to have Jim kind of go back?
Sure. Jim, you want to?
You trust to do that now, or?
Yeah, let's do it now. Let's do it now.
Do you have a copy of it?
Right here, yes, sir.
So,
Jim Lock, 97 Bowers Hill Road. Monster. Yeah, so what I did last week was, I've been thinking about it a lot. I sit and listen to these things, and we've had a lot of crematoriums come through, and I'm just getting concerned that we're going to become the crematorium capital of the world.
Okay.
Not really, but, I think we've had enough. We've done our fair share of crematoriums. My concern is, one, having more crematoriums, and the other concern I have is with the burning of potential implants and other things like that, they could be, to be dispersed into the air, air quality. So I put together two potential proposed amendments, text amendments. These are two that can be taken or used or thrown away, whatever. One is the restricting the creation of non-biological implants. And the other one is prohibition on just new crematoriums in general. So I don't know legally, all of the ramifications of that, whether you can use both, whether there's any retrospective piece to the first piece or not. But thought I'd put those out there so that we just had a chance to talk about it, try to decide if there's something we can do about it.
All right, I haven't had a chance to read them. I don't know if anybody else in the commission has.
I thought it was a fantastic idea. I don't know how many we have in town, but I like the idea of
I
capping
think
the number.
we have 4 now, including the pet crematory, I think.
Okay. Including that, okay.
so if you recall to the last application we had,
have a pet
went to
into-
public hearing.
We got the pet,
And a lot of that went back and forth, not just with the new commission, but also with the public,
Right.
hearings and all that.
Yep.
I think after that, we had discussed maybe kind of revisiting the regulations and putting at least some verbiage in there around how many would be appropriate for the town. And I think there's a lot of public interest in trying to set that and define it. I think we got through that application, however it settled through, but I don't think we ever really followed up on that. Kind of second part is going back to regulations and seeing, what makes sense. I think it's going to be hard to go the route of saying what can and can't be. Right? That it's going to be more difficult. I think it's more in our control and maybe some guidance from our attorneys. How do we get the right number? How do we include not just human, but also